personal readings are open. If you would like to book a personal reading, you can find that information in the description box below. So let's get into the message. So a couple messages that I heard. The first one is to have understanding is to be grounded in the support of knowledge with compassion and respect of an idea. I'm going to say that again. To have understanding is to be grounded in the support of knowledge with compassion and respect of an idea. So you could find yourself in a situation where you are having a hard time like really grasping the concept of something or really relating to something, right? Because you're not fully grasping the understanding of what it means to truly have understanding, right? You're not grasping the meaning of what it looks like or how to display truly being in understanding with something, right? So that doesn't mean to just acquire the knowledge, right? But that also means that you have the ability to resonate with that frequency, even if it's not a frequency that you have experienced within your present life, right? Because you have to know that we are all the same thing, we're all the same person going through the same thing in as many different ways as possible. So kind of simplifying a concept in that matter will help you to resonate with a concept, an idea, a person, an experience, or whatever, right? So that you are able to gain the lesson and understanding that you are meant to grasp within that concept, right? Then I also got, just because something goes over your head doesn't mean that the wisdom is beneath you. Give yourself time to process information before deeming it useless, right? So just again, that's that meditative energy, right? Of not just acquiring the knowledge and then throwing it away because you feel as if it doesn't apply to you. No. If it was brought to your attention, it's probably because there's something within the message that you are meant to learn within that time frame. But the messages don't always come within like a flash of knowing or a flash of understanding, right? Sometimes it takes the energy of kind of like, that's that reflection energy that we were talking about within the Saturn retrograde reading that I just did. If you didn't see that reading, go check that one out. There might be a message in there for you, but it's that reflection energy of like processing and gaining deep understanding. There's a really strong energy of like meditation, right? Getting to understand something, becoming grounded, and kind of like, it's almost as if it's like the energy of learning to hear your own voice, right? And so the last one I got is seeking understanding in the middle of the lesson, right? You can't see the full picture while you're still putting the puzzle together. So again, that's that energy of giving yourself the space to understand a lesson that was brought to your attention, giving yourself the understanding in the time, right? It's just the energy of like grace, really understanding the essence of grace within your purpose, finding purity and joy within growing in a process, right? So accepting the lesson of not having the answers and being okay with the process, with the finding joy in the process of putting the puzzle together, right? So if an answer doesn't make sense to you right within that moment, if you are trying or if you're seeking understanding in a moment where you are feeling confused, it's probably because you are still in the process of learning the lesson, right? You're probably still in the process of gaining understanding. So you can't have understanding when you're still going through something, right? All right, so let's pull some cards. What shall we start off with? I'm gonna do these just because this message feels a little bit more regarding your like the crown chakra, the root chakra, it definitely is giving like, again, that sense of alignment, because the crown chakra is the top and the root chakra is the bottom. And so for me to have that sense of feeling like that is the energy that this message is surrounding, there's definitely, again, that sense of alignment. Things coming into balance, things coming into union. So this is definitely consistent with the energy that we've been pulling on. Alright, so let's pull some cards. What message do you have for the collective at this time? Help me to articulate a clear and concise message in order for it to be received in the way that you want it to best be received. Help me to see what it is that I need to see to get the message across as clear as possible. And help me to deliver any messages that you deem worthy in order to serve your highest good, for the highest good of humanity with harm to none. What message do you have for the collective at this time? It definitely feels like there's like a clearing of something, right? Like something is being purified, something is being cleansed. There's a clearing of the energy, right? And that is almost, again, like that meditative energy where you're just kind of like sitting in the rinse cycle, right? That's kind of what it feels like. It's kind of like you're just sitting and you're just allowing the information to kind of pour through you, right? But not just like feeling it. It definitely is like you, there feels like so many layers to what this is trying to express or trying to relay. Okay, so, y'all, it's gonna do it every time. Like, it never gets old. Like, I've been doing this for a few years, and it, like, when the cards come out and literally confirm everything that I just said, it never gets old. Like, they literally just, like, okay, so you have heart of the matter, align life's pathways through your heart. So again, that's that, you see the root chakra and the crown chakra, right? There's a balancing and alignment of the two, or an alignment of the seven, but from point A to point B, right? Face your fears. Farewell to your fear phantoms. Silencing the mind. Let silence guide you, and let silence guide you to your inner peace. That's that meditation energy I was just saying, like that. This is giving like third eye, face your fears, like you giving yourself the opportunity to see something. You opening your mind up to a new perspective. You allowing yourself to see the truth of something. You allowing yourself to learn new things. You allowing yourself to adapt new habits, new mindsets, new understandings, new skills, right? This is, again, that energy of, again, transformation is at the bottom of the deck. Let love transform you forever. That's that understanding energy, that compassion, right? Learning to have that sense of balance between the mind and the heart, right? We talked about that, I want to say, in the new moon reading. Time to play. Make time to dance and play. So that's that imagination energy, right? Remember I said learning to recognize the sound of your voice, right? And so not in just like a physical sense, right? But more in like a spiritual sense, right? Knowing what your spiritual voice sounds like. Knowing what your spiritual mind looks like, right? Knowing how your spiritual mind sees. Knowing how your spiritual ears listen, right? It's a completely different entity, right? It's not in the physical. It's not necessarily something that is you can see in the physical, right? It's more of a spiritual sense, right? So again, remember I said it feels like there's many layers, right? So there's a deeper connection that you are building within yourself where you are, in a sense, almost forming your spiritual body. This feels like your spiritual body coming into formation, and maybe that is what the transformation is. Maybe that's what the reflection is, right? You're learning how to process what your spirit looks, feels, sounds like to you, right? How your spiritual eyes see, how your spiritual ears hear, how your spiritual senses just work as their own body, as their own present, as their own presence in general. So let's pull some cards. What tarot should we use? Let's do the lights here. We'll keep it simple. I want to use the field deck, but that one doesn't like to talk too often. Nice. Okay, so we'll just use this one. Let's clarify heart of the matter. So yeah, you're definitely in a space where you're opening your mind up to a new perspective. You're seeing things in a new level. You might be seeing opportunities in a different way. You might be seeing your experiences that from the past in a different way. You might be seeing your future in a different light. Again, this is going to resonate for everybody differently because this is a general message. If you would like to know how this message resonates for you personally, feel free to book a personal reading with me. You can find that information in the description box below. But as a general message, this is definitely you being exposed to something that is outside of your norm. Whether that is a new way of thinking, whether that is a new habit, whether that's a new schedule, whether that's a new skill that you're learning or picking up, whether that is a new friendship or relationships or people that you're surrounding yourself with, whether that is new habits or learning new vocabulary, right? This can literally resonate with you in many different ways. So let's clarify heart of the matter. But there's definitely the energy of like you experiencing a newness within yourself, right? You could be stepping into a new role within a position in your personal life, a new role within the position of your career life or business life, right? Clarify heart of the matter is definitely getting to know yourself in a new way, a new aspect of yourself, something that you always saw within yourself, right? But maybe it's something that you feared, that you spiritually felt connected to. You always wanted to kind of display this side of yourself. This is maybe a role that you kind of envision yourself being in, but the opportunity for you to actually act out that role within yourself or that energy or those passions that you inhibit within this area, the opportunity never presented itself within your new reality, right? So this, you can be stepping into parenthood, right? You could be stepping into a new position within your career. Again, this can resonate differently, but there is an energy of you transforming, opening your mind up to a different side of yourself that you always knew that existed within you, but you never had the opportunity to express it and to live it out within your current reality. Okay, clarify heart of the matter. Look, the sun, that's clarity. And the King of Pentacles, right? Creating those resources, creating those opportunities. And the Empress at the bottom of the deck, you're attracting. It's what you feel spiritually. Again, this literally just confirms exactly what I said. The spiritual, because you see this energy behind her, that's literally the sun. The sun that shines, that color back there is this sun energy right here, right? And there's definitely in this pinnacle right here, it's almost as if this is what you are looking at, what you're creating, right? So the pinnacle right here is kind of what this feels like here within her belly, right? There's a creation. It's the same energy of admiring some sense of creation, admiring something that you have definitely been working towards, you have been putting effort towards, right? This is just that process of like reflection, finding clarity within yourself about this new role that you're stepping into. Give me something on the sun. What is the clarity that you're discovering at this time regarding this change? Yep. The Three of Cups, the Six of Cups, and the Five of Pentacles. So again, that's you stepping into this role, experiencing something that you may have felt that existed within you. This is who you portray yourself to be, right? This is the foundation of, again, there could be a vision that you a passion that you have always felt aligned to, a role that you felt that you were committed to spiritually, but life has not presented an opportunity for you to live out that reality, right? That's that. Look, the Hermit card. Spiritually, you felt this, but life has not presented that opportunity, right? That's that Five of Pentacles, the lack. So again, there's definitely the energy here of something being brought into an alignment. This is also you being aware of who you are, how you show up, what it is that you have to offer spiritually, right? This is you being more aware of the spiritual value that you hold, right? What spiritual gifts do you have? What is your purpose, right? Are you leaning into that purpose? What is the intention behind that purpose, right? How are you aligning yourself with that purpose intentionally, right, within your mind? What are you envisioning? How are you creating this reality that you see yourself existing in, right? Are you actively taking steps to make this vision come to life, right? Remember in the Saturn retrograde reading, we talked about bringing the 3D or bringing the 5D into the 3D, right? That sense of alignment, that sense of balance, that sense of oneness, that sense of union, right? The creation energy, that's that Empress energy that we just saw a second ago. Empress energy represents creation, bringing something to life. It's the energy of attraction, right? Again, so let's clarify, face your fears. So you're definitely like fine-tuning your spiritual body. This is you coming into union with your spiritual presence and how you are going to move forward. So this almost feels like a spiritual awakening, right? So again, people think that like once you have a spiritual awakening, that is it, right? And that's not necessarily true, right? Spiritual awakenings happen consistently throughout your journey in different ways, and they open you up to different spiritual realities, sometimes in a new aspect and sometimes to a new level of depth, right? So you either widen your vision or you deepen your perspective, right? So it's a spiritual journey is not just something that you encounter one time and then it's a one and done, right? It's a consistent journey, right? It's a choice that you make to continue to expand the acknowledgement and the learning of your spiritual body, just like how you become in tune with your physical body, right? And it's almost I don't really know how to explain it. It's almost like kind of backwards, or it almost is like ironic how when you become more in tune with your spiritual body, you become more in tune with your physical reality, right? And so those two things just kind of like, and then again, the more you become in tune with your physical reality and what's going on in your physical presence, right? The more you become in tune spiritually. So those two aspects kind of balance each other out. You're just in that sense of meditation where you're kind of bringing the two entities into union, right? That sense of Saturn retrograde is putting you in that energy of reflection. It's giving you time to process the difference between the two. It's giving you time to acknowledge the differences between the two, and how to continue to bring those two aspects of yourself into union, right? Clarify, face your fears. So there's definitely, like, again, that energy of the student. Clarify, face your fears. Again, the energy of the student and the Page of Swords comes out. You're learning something. You're opening your mind up to a new idea. The Queen of Pentacles right next to the King of Pentacles. Y'all, you cannot make this stuff up. Can you see that? The Queen of Pentacles came out right beside the King of Pentacles. Union, balance. Those are counterparts. And look, the Ace of Pentacles, what you're creating, that new opportunity, that new perspective, that is you being grounded in a new sense, to a new level, So yeah, facing your fears. This is definitely you. If it's related to, again, the Queen of Wands. So this is definitely something that you're that you're creating, right? Because the Queen of Wands is kind of like that witchy energy within the Empress. She's the one who brings, she has that spiritual connection, that spiritual union. Whereas the Queen of Pentacles is the homemaker. She's the one that creates and balances the resources. She multiplies the resources that she creates for herself, right? Or that are brought into her favor, right? She multiplies, she grounds things, she creates wealth and success, right? She is able to see things from a deeper perspective. She's able to deepen her understanding and widen her perspective on what it is that she's creating and how to make it work for her benefit, right? Again, there is no gender in tarot, so just because it says the Queen of Pentacles is just queen energy, it doesn't mean that just because you're a man you cannot embody the Queen of Pentacles energy. It's an entity, it's an energy that you embody. Okay, so yeah, again, this is definitely the energy of you kind of learning, because the Page of Swords is kind of like the energy of like the studier, the student. It's like a spying energy, right? Inspection, someone who likes to gather more information. So there's definitely, again, the energy of that Saturn retrograde. It's reflection energy on how you can make something more abundant from what you have already created. Clarify, silencing the mind. So there's definitely processing, a lot of processing going on, a lot of thinking. There's definitely mental energy, but it feels grounded. It doesn't feel scattered. It feels intentional. It feels purposeful. It feels aligned with your actions. That's why it feels like meditative, because even though that's why I got that, the third, and it's not even the third eye chakra, it's the crown chakra and the root chakra. The crown chakra is the processing energy, and the root chakra, it feels like you're grounded within this process of gaining information, of gaining more insight, of learning, right? You feel grounded. It doesn't feel scattered. It doesn't feel all over the place. It doesn't feel unplanned. It feels very well thought out. It feels very intentional. It feels very willing. It feels very graceful. It feels very peaceful, very patient, right? There's, again, that understanding energy we were talking about in the beginning of the message. You're seeking a deeper level of understanding. Saturn is bringing in that energy of reflection. This is that void energy. Clarify, silence the mind. Yeah, because this right here is the void. Silencing the mind. This is the void. Seven of Swords. This was already out. And the Three of Swords. Right. So yeah. Yeah. Saturn, that Saturn energy, the silence in the mind. And then you got the Seven of Swords and the Three of Swords. You can't hide from the things that you are keeping hidden anymore, right? This is the Knight of Pentacles, right? There's definitely an acknowledgement. This is things being brought to your attention. This is, again, that level of understanding, like showing your true intentions, so that you are not placing yourself in an energy where you're going to be left without. You're going to be left in a place of pain, right? So this is, again, being honest, being mindful about what it is that you're creating, not being not lying to yourself about the things that you truly want, not lying to yourself about the things that truly make you happy, not lying to yourself about the things that you have experienced that you may have kind of hidden behind you because they were experiences that made you feel shameful, right? To So again, this is that void energy where all of these things are being brought to your attention. All of this is being brought from the depths of your soul. You are experiencing again. This is again within yourself. So again, so within, so without, as above, so below, so the soul is the universe, right? So if this is something that you are experiencing within yourself, this can also be something that is reflecting within your outer world, because these are things that you're being made aware of within yourself, right? So again, so within, so without. So you are being made aware of the things that, the decisions that you made that may have caused you to, or the choices that you've made, the habits that you've created, the mindsets that you have stuck through and followed, and the advice that you may have listened to as a point of guidance, and how those things have kind of led you to where you are, how those experiences have kind of shaped where you are now, and how you process your emotions and your feelings, right? So there is 100% a deeper level of understanding going on here, right? It's not just having thoughts, it's not just having emotions, it's not just living in your reality, but truly understanding and being intentional about how these experiences, how these mindsets, how these habits, how these people, right, how these run-ins, how these conversations, how these impulsive thoughts and behaviors and choices, how every single choice you have made has led you to the point where you are now, right? That's what Saturn is calling you to reflect on. That's the understanding that you're gaining in this moment, right? And moving forward, how can we use this information to be more honest, to live more in our truth, right? To create a more sounding reality that resonates to not just what we envision, but to what we truly feel we deserve to experience, right? What we truly value, the things that we truly value in life. Not just our wants, but your needs and your desires, right? Because your wants change just as much as your thoughts, right? But your desires and your needs, those are consistent within the health of your spiritual body, your spiritual mind, your physical body, your physical mind, right? Those are things that are more consistent to the necessary growth and expansion of you. Whereas your wants are just kind of like guilty pleasures. They're something that don't really feed you. They don't really fill you. They don't bring you any type of nourishment. They don't bring you any type of encouragement. Clarify time to play. The Emperor and the High Priestess. What you're creating, this is that imagination. Remember in the five, this is that imagination. See, the time to play and the High Priestess is giving off the same energy, where it's that sense of enlightenment, that sense of understanding. This is that crayon and blank paper, right? What are you creating? Not just what it looks like, but how does it feel? How does it sound, right? What does it look like on a daily basis, right? How does it grow, right? What's the environment that it's growing in? What do the circumstances look like that this, whatever this creation is surrounded by, right? So this is you definitely in that imagination energy, in that meditation energy. You are bringing, again, the 5D into the 3D, right? The High Priestess is the 5D. This is your imagination. This is your vision. This is your intention. And the 3D is the Emperor. It is how it feels, what it looks like, how you are living this in your daily reality, in your daily routine. How are you creating this intentional world around this creation, around this manifestation, right? Well, let's pull our 4 cards. Any last messages? We're going to pull one for what we can learn from this message. One card for what we can create with this information. One card for the meditation and the focus. Again, the whole energy of the message is meditation and focus. So again, watch this reading as many times as you need to. I feel like there's a lot of information here to unpack. There's a lot of levels and a lot of depth to the messages that came through in this reading. So definitely watch it more than once if you feel like you need a deeper understanding. Come back to it. Watch it today. Come back to it at a later date, right? With new eyes, new understanding, new level of a new picture, a new perspective. Leave it for a few days and then come back again and watch it again with new eyes, a new level of understanding, a new depth of perspective, right? And then one more for what we can innovate, how we can innovate these new habits into our daily lives, into our daily habits to continue on to nurture the growth and expansion of ourselves and the world and life that exists around us. So one for what we can learn. Imagination. Again, time to play in the high priestess. That's that imagination energy. What you can learn is how to create with intention, right? Change, right? How to create your new reality. How to be more intentional with the things that you're manifesting. How to manifest with a more intentional and purposeful spirit. One for what we can create. What can we create with this message? Health, healthier choices. You can create, growth. You can create healthier choices, healthier mindsets, healthier habits, right? You can create better manifesting techniques, better manifesting practices, right? What we should meditate on. Self-esteem, confidence, right? Gratitude, understanding, grace for where you have come, and joy for where you plan to go, right? So this is that balance energy, that union, coming from the 3D to the 5D, right? This is you having the confidence in your spiritual presence just as much as your physical presence, right? Because it's not always about what you can see. Sometimes there are things that exist outside of the perspective that we hold, right? Every being has a different perspective from the one than our own, right? Every single person has their own perspective, just like a snowflake, right? And one more, so what we can innovate. Perseverance, doubt, right? Facing your fears, continuing to pursue, right? Following your passions, not giving up, but finding that balance of discipline, of committing to the things that you are fearful of, right? That self-esteem, that confidence, right? You can meditate and be more focused on how you continue to grow and expand your perseverance, how you continue to find new ways to remain joyful about the passions that you seek to pursue. But that is the message that I have for you guys. I hope that you found something in it that you can resonate with. Bye.